Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're outside to discuss my garden, or what's left of it. So sorry about the air conditioning units. It is about 95 degrees outside right now, probably over 100 with the heat index, and that's not going to turn off the entire time we're out here because it's really hot inside. So I'm here to talk about this garden though. So this is the straw bale garden that we set up this year. Now, I did not get to keep the deer out of it, as you can tell here. You can see that they destroyed the sunflowers, which is okay, although I would have liked to have had some. This is some sort of weed. I haven't identified it. Cucumbers, that's what's left of the stalks there, is right here. That's all that's left, I think. They did leave it actually going into the ground though. But what was really surprising here is I had a ton of cantaloupe coming up, and I had tons and tons of it. This was all covered in leaves the last time I updated. They came in 2 days and ate every single leaf almost, except for the ones in the back over there. Those are the only ones that they left. Now this was quite surprising to me. I did still get a bounty of cantaloupes. I took them in this morning before they dried out or started rotting in the garden. But the deer, which were not touching these for the longest time, just came in and devastated them. So now the flowers that I planted over here, those have also been eaten. Of course, the pepper plants were gone. I think the birds actually took those instead of the deer because the twine was still up. However, the lavender is doing really, really well, at least most of it. There's a couple plants like right here. This one's not doing very well. Let me get out of the sun there so you can see it. Half of it seems to have died off and is dry. But the rest of these seem to be doing pretty well. You can really see, and there's the hose. I have been watering this. And then we've got the two up here as well. And this one also isn't doing quite as well. But overall, this was a success. I did get some fruit out of it. I would have to do something different. Rather than these posts right here, I probably would have to do a real fence to keep the deer out, so I can really grow stuff. And maybe I'll try that another time, but there is another issue here. And what I want to talk about now is that issue. I did receive my notice from my HOA. I am going to have to remove the straw bales. The garden itself was fine, but using straw bales or hay bales was not allowed actually in my association. So those do have to go. I'm going to have to tear this up. I'll see if I can put up a video about that as well when I do tear it up. But unfortunately, I do have to pull those down, and I have to do that before September. So I've got 15 days or so to take those down. But we'll see. Maybe this is something else that I could do maybe in another section of my house. In fact, let's walk around here for just a second. I do have this grassy area in the back of my house. There's a fire pit right near the trees. Maybe I could try something back here. This isn't a great area to be, but without the deck and everything, maybe it's something that I can actually throw on here and do a garden in the back here. Maybe without straw bales though, maybe with some fencing or something like that, or just a raised up temporary bed. And that way I can also try to fix the soil here, which isn't bad. But it's getting better over the years, but it's still primarily clay, unfortunately. So that's my update for this. Unfortunately, I will have to tear that out. I will not be able to keep it till next year, or even probably do this next year. But hey, this was a good attempt, and I know what I need to do now. I need to really find a way to keep those deer out, and I will probably have to put fencing to do that. Everything else I've tried just doesn't seem to work. They're just willing to eventually walk in and just take it, or we get heavy rains. If I put I put some cayenne pepper and some different things like that down, it would rain and they would rip it up. So it's, and also with the sprinkler system, it just washes away those dry powders, I feel. So we'll have to figure something out, but I think I will have to do fencing next year, but I think we'll try it again. The plants grew in very well, and you saw from the bounty of cantaloupes, I did have a lot. I wish I had more time to have them actually become ripe. It looks like one of them is really ripe. Maybe 2 or 3 are okay. The rest of them are way too young. I'm still going to try to eat them, see how they taste. They probably will be very bland if I had to guess, but we'll try them out and see. So thank you for joining me on this adventure. And if you have any other suggestions or things that you'd like to see, let me know. I don't do a lot of gardening. I'm not great at it. And also, especially with these deer, I don't do it quite as frequently because I typically end up feeding them. So, but thank you for joining me on this adventure, and please leave some comments down below on what you think.